And also here in Kenya, some people usually say when a politician is eating some money somewhere, they usually say that the politician is quiet because he's eating. And it is true. Even you can see for this chicken. I have had some days off, but since when I'm getting back to the farm, I want to see the progress of the chicks. So let me take you to where we are doing our brooding, so that you can be able to see. I haven't gone into the brooder yet, is when I'm just arriving at the farm, and I want to see what is going on the farm. So first of all, I want to check if we have some chicks down here. We have some 11 weeks old chicks down here. So I want to see them before we head up to the top, so that we can know what is going on. I think they have locked it. I will get a key, then I will show you what is going on in here. Doesn't want to focus. Yes. So those are the chicks. I want to go up there to check the day-old chicks. Then I will come back down here to see what is going on down here. Yes. So now let's head to the upper floor, whereby we are brooding our chicks, so that we can be able to know what really is going on the farm. I've been away for like 2 days. Today is like day 4. So I want to see what is really going on the farm, because it has been a long journey. We are using this makeshift stairway. You can see it, that one, so that we can get on top over there. So let me see if I can climb using one hand while still recording, so that we can get on top. Almost there. Must be very keen, because if you're not keen, you can end up tumbling and falling. If you tumble and fall, you can die. Yes. So here we are. So over there on the other end, you can see we have brooders. Let me walk you there. This floor is almost finished, as you can see it. Just on the final stages. So I want to take you where the chicks are. So here are the chicks. As you can see them, today is day 4. And you can see they are very active, and they have grown up very, very well. As you can see them. You can see they have completed their feed, meaning we have to add some feed over here. So I want to ask the guy that is assisting me, so that he can come up here. Also on this other end, whereby you are brooding some other chicks, you can see the chicks have really grown. They are really growing up very well, and we have experienced 0 mortalities. So this is what you have to really do when you're doing poultry farming. So this is just the progress. Today is day 4 of the chicks, and I came here to check what is really going on. And I have found out that the chicks don't have feeds. And what I have to do is, I should make sure that feed is added over here, because the chicks have to eat food 24 hours continuously, non-stop. They should be eating 24 hours. So let me ask this guy to add some feed here. So what I've decided is that we have seen these feeders have some poop on it, and we have come to a conclusion whereby we can't add just feed on these dirty trays. These chicks will just have to forgive us. They can have some hunger strike for some like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, so that we can be able to wash these feeders. Because if you don't wash these feeders, we can end up encountering huge losses. Maybe we can end up gaining a disease on the farm, and we don't want to have a disease on our farm, because this is a very huge investment that we have done over here. Let me just say to this other brother, because we have some proper lighting over the other end, so that we can be able to know what really is going on this farm. You can see the chicks are very active. They are active in a way, but they are also very hungry. That's why they are removing that sound. That is one sound. In case you are just rearing some chicks and you hear that sound, whereby you hear chicks removing such a sound, that's to know that that is a sign of hunger. And that is what is occurring on our farm. So let me try to help out collecting these trays, so that they can be able to go and be cleaned with soap, then be dried for some time. Then we come and give these chicks some feed. That is the only thing that needs to be done currently. So let me collect, then I will get back to you. So as you can see, these chicks are very hungry. You can see they are pecking on their sawdust, and this is not a good case. But the benefit is that we have some amylite in the water, so that has that oxytetracycline. It will just clear out any case of infection. If it has, Buddha. You can see the chicks are very active, but in the real sense, we have just lost like 12 chicks out of 4,000. 12 out of 4,000 chicks. That is the only number of chicks that we have lost. Yes, so that is what I'm saying. We have only lost a very few number of chicks, and we want to really continue with that because we want to be able to become a profitable business. And this is how you can only do it. You can only make sure that you are following each step. If you are brooding and if you are a boss somewhere, make sure you are visiting your farm for the first week. That is the most crucial part for the chicks. Because you know, if you have kept chicks like these, then you end up, they get like something like coccidiosis. If this chick gets coccidiosis, that will hinder to reach their peak production in the egg. And for these on our farm, we have kept them for eggs as a breeder stock. If we are continued and then we encounter such a case, it will really destroy to reach the optimum laying point of this chicken. And that is not what we want to happen on our farm. So that's why we are trying our best to make sure that everything goes into play. Just make sure for the feeders, you are washing your feeders after every 24 hours. And also for the water, if you come and find water like it has looked something like this, just make sure you get another trough somewhere or a bucket. So I want us to head down there so that we can see how to clean the feeders, so that we can come and give some feed to our chicks. Because what I'm seeing is not a good sign. You can see they are eating the sawdust. They have really even torn the newspaper over here, and they are eating. They are trying to. You can see they have just thrown that. Let me show you. They have thrown this dirty bedding into the water. You can see that, and that is a very bad sign. But we will just clean it up in no time. Let me head down so that I can help in the cleaning of the feeders. Then I come back on top here so that I can be able to give these chicks some feed, because we don't want to get any cases of mortalities. We have only lost a very few number of chicks, and we don't want to continue losing more. You just have to take every precaution. But the better thing is that during the day, you don't need to put the light on, because according to me, the room temperature is just enough for the chicks. So you can see the chicks are growing on properly. You know, only the other thing is that if you want your chicks to grow very fast, you can put a lot of heat, because when you put a lot of heat, the chicks usually tend to drink a lot of water. So that is only another thing. Well, now let me head down there, then I'll come back here. So this is how we wash our feeders. You can see we are rinsing with clean water, and then we are placing it the face down so that you can be able to drain the water. So these are some of the feeders, and we have washed using a detergent, as you can see it. So we have make sure that we have washed using a detergent, then we rinse it off clean. So after that, then we let the water drain off, then we'll go to feed our chicks. Now let's head on top to feed our chicks. So we are now giving the feed to our chicks. You can see how they are. Let me just show you an example of how they will run towards that. Just look. 3, 4, 5. Just look at this one. Then you'll see how fast that the other one is already full, and this one is also almost full. You can see these chicks are very, very hungry. You can see how they are grabbing that food with a lot of force. They don't want to waste any time. So this is how we are feeding our chicks, because we have realized that these chicks are very hungry and we have to feed them continuously. If you want just for proper growth for your chicks, just make sure you are feeding them continuously. Don't stop at any moment. Maybe you're trying to save on feeds. Don't do that. So you just have to continue feeding them continuously. As you can see, this guy over here is known as Kasioki. He's giving the feed to the chicks. The chicks, they are really, really hungry, as you can see. Yes, and that is what we have to do. We have to continue with the grind so that we can be able to achieve our dreams. We have many dreams. Most of us, we try to escape the matrix. As the infamous guys usually say, we try to escape the matrix. But that is how everything is made. You try to escape the rat race, the 9-to-5 job, so that you can be able to reach your financial freedom within your time. That is why I tried to do a business. I never wanted to go into the 9-to-5 job because I knew it will waste a lot of time for me to achieve. I can get to where I will get when I'm 30, because if I go to the corporate job, maybe I will get there when I'm 40. So that is why I tried to start my own business, and that's why I started a poultry farm. And the purpose of this YouTube channel is to teach you guys, and is also to get potential customers that can be able to purchase the products from my farm. And that's why I started this YouTube channel. If I've started this YouTube channel, I will be able to teach you guys regarding poultry farming. So as when you buy things from me, you already have the knowledge of how you can be able to rear your poultry. And that is how it is done. So as you can see that sound. Have you realized that? That sound has suddenly stopped. That sound, that chapping sound of crying. Can you hear it anymore? It is gone. Meaning, now the chicks are enjoying the feed. They should not. And why are these ones sleeping? They should always continue eating. They should not sleep. Yes. So as you can see, we're trying to put more feeders in here so that we can have all the chicks having the access to the feed. So that's why we have to increase the feeders, so that we can also be able to know the way forward. And on the other end, we will go and see what is going on when you are putting feed over there too. So currently you can see like almost every chick is on a feeder and it is feeding. So that is what we really want. That is what we really want on our farm. Everything to go as planned, so that we can also be able to achieve our dreams. Yes. So let's put feed on this other side, and you'll see how these chicks of these other brooder will run towards the feed, so that you can be able to understand what I'm telling you guys. Now when you do such a product, you can also offer employment to people rather than waiting for employment to come to you. And that is what we are trying to do over here. So I want just to show you how they will crumble for the feed. You can see how they are running towards the feed. I'll also let him put another feeder over here. They are very, very hungry, extremely hungry. You can see how they are running towards the feed. You can see. And also on the other end, you can see how that one, they have kept that feed over there. And you'll see how they are running towards the feed. Look. So that is the beauty. And also on this other end, you can see. Now like every chick is on its own feeder. And we will end up introducing the feeders after the chicks have reached like 1.5 weeks later. Or we can introduce early. It depends on how the chicks will grow. But according to me, the growth rate of these chicks is superb, because today is on day 4. And you can see we have only had like only 12 mortalities out of 4,000 chicks. Imagine that. 4,000 and we have only had 12 mortalities. I said 0 mortalities, but that is not always the case. We have to try and cut down on those chicks that try and die on the farm. So that's why we have to continue being keen and continuing to make everything come to pass. So just make sure when you're giving your feeds, don't let other chicks try to suffocate the other the smaller ones. That's why we have also to keep enough feeders in our brooder, because if you are not keeping enough feeders on your brooder, you can end up finding out that, you know, in this kind of chick, you can have the roosters and the female, the hens. So the roosters usually have a lot of energy and they can suffocate the hens. So that's why you have to put enough feeders in your brooder, because you'll end up finding like you can have some chickens that are growing very fast, then you end up finding other chickens that are not growing. And that one is always a result of not enough feeders in your brooder. And also another reason can be like if there is no enough water. As I said, for every 1 gram of feed that a chick intakes, it needs to intake 2 grams of water. Yes, so let's continue giving the feed. Then you'll hear that sound, that chirping sound, it will just disappear. Now there is no sound because the chicks have been given the feed. They were crying because they needed the feed. Now you can just hear. They are quiet. And also here in Kenya, some people usually say when a politician is eating some money somewhere, they usually say that the politician is quiet because he's eating. And it is true. Even you can see for these chickens, when they are eating, they are very quiet. They are enjoying. But when they lack food, they usually cry a lot. So that is just the same with the politicians here in Kenya. I think all over the world, it is just the same case. So that is how we have. And that is the day 4 of how I'll just be keep on updating you guys. So make sure if you haven't watched the video of chick management, make sure you click up here so that you can be able to watch it. And you'll be able to know what really goes on when you're doing chick brooding. Click up here so that you can watch it.